Hi everyone, welcome to Careervues. I am Nancy. In today's video, I'm going to give you tips about telephonic interview. After all the hard work that you have done, you have been successful in getting your first interview call. Sometimes the calls are random. Sometimes you get a schedule for a proper telephonic interview. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what are the common questions that are being asked during a telephonic conversation, how you should answer them, and some bonus tips to pass your telephonic interview. So without any delays, let's get started with the video. When you're submitting your job applications, telephonic interview could be done by a recruiter as a part of pre-screening process. They reviewed your CVs, they like it, and they want to talk and understand your salary expectations, notice period, and the basics about your background. This is generally the first call which are done by recruiters. If you have already passed this stage, the second stage comes where your interview is scheduled by the hiring manager with the head of department or the concerned person from the hiring team. These interviews last from 15 minutes to half an hour. Let me tell you some of the common interview questions that are asked during a telephonic conversation. So generally these interviews begins by, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your career history. Could you please walk me through your CV? These all questions mean the same thing. Sometimes the hiring managers sit with your resume in front of them. They want you to walk them through with your each experience and your achievements. The best way to answer is start with your education, then your career history, a brief about each experience that you had and what you are doing currently, what interests you, and why you are interested in the position you are being interviewed for. During a telephonic interview, they can't see you, but a common thing to ask is describe yourself. It could be asked like, could you please describe yourself in few paragraphs? Here, the person is trying to make a sense what kind of person you are in a general way. The best way to answer this question is by telling them, if you enjoy working with people, you can say I'm a people's person, give some example. Or if you like leading the projects, you can say I love working with the team. These are my key strengths. If you are a sales professional, you can always mention, I love increasing company's revenue. It makes me very happy when I see the numbers growing. Additionally, you could mention what you are looking for in a job. But this question, keep it very, very professional. They are not asking you to describe your hobbies or your personal likings towards anything. Keep it as professional as you can. The next question that generally asked over the phone is, what is the reason you're looking for a change? You should have a substantial answer to this particular question. You should understand your reasons right. Whether it's career growth, whether it's you are looking for working with this particular company, make sure you do your research about the organization and you mention some of the positive points that they have and your current employer doesn't. But make sure you never badmouth your current organization. The next commonly asked question during a telephonic interview is, tell me what do you understand about the role? If you've got a pre-screening call, make sure you request for a job description. Go through job description and do a role mapping. I'll be leaving a video link or tagging it above for you to understand how to match resume with the job description. This helps you to do a role mapping and describe your skills in a better way. How you fit into the role, what traits you have that could contribute to this position. The next question could be, what do you really enjoy working most in your field? Make sure you have a specialized answer to this question. If you are an HR professional, which area, for example, recruitment that you enjoy the most, or employee relations? If it's sales, what is it that you like the most? Interacting with the clients, generating revenue, marketing your products. What is it that you really like about your profession? You should make some key bullet points and be ready with the answer. A mistake that a lot of people do is not mentioning the proper notice period when asked. If they ask you what is your notice period, give it a thought well in advance. Understand how much time you need in the transition period, and even after that you want some time for yourself. Calculate your entire notice period. Don't get carried away. If they have to hire you, they will wait for you. So mention your notice period in accordance, that I am available to join after 45 days. This is an example when you have a 1 month notice and you want 15 days for yourself. Or if you wish to start immediately, an offer is very good, you can simply tell them I have this much notice, but it's negotiable or non-negotiable. You should be very clear in your conversation about the notice period. The last thing, what is your salary expectation? This is a tricky question to answer over the phone and in person. Never mention a figure. Just tell them, I am looking for 25% increase from my current salary. This is an industry standard, which might lead the hiring professional to the next question, what is your current salary? You can always answer this by saying that I have this much is my take home, plus I have additional benefits. Or you could simply pass this question by saying that I'd like to discuss this in person if I'm selected for the next round. Do your research and your homework well regarding the salary standards before taking up this question. Sometimes the interviewer over the phone also asks, are you interviewing with other organizations? If you are, be very fair that I have been receiving few calls, but no interviews yet, but I am actively looking for a job. Or if you are particularly interested in this organization, you can say that I have been applying, but when I saw this vacancy, this is something I found most interesting about this job role. You can mention the specific things that interests you in this role. And hence you're not actively looking, but particularly interested with the company or this kind of job description. Lastly, let me give you some telephonic interview quick tips. Understand the schedule carefully. Give it a thought where you are going to do a telephonic conversation. Be in a room that is lockable, with no noise around. Make sure your telephone has enough charging for half an hour to go through the interview. If you're not feeling well or have any situation, reschedule it. Rather than doing a bad interview, request the recruiter to reschedule the interview if your situation doesn't permit you. Be ready for the first pre-screening call. Wherever you are submitting your CV, make sure you do a research about the company, because you never know, you get a call at the most unexpected time, but you should be ready. 2 simple ways to do so: understand about the company, understand your skills and your key strengths. Now a few tips if you already know that you have a scheduled interview call. Review the LinkedIn profile of the person who is going to interview you over the phone. Understand their background history so that if needed after the interview, you could ask some questions. Another thing that you could do is review job description thoroughly. Be ready with the plan on how you could contribute to the role. Be an active listener. Listen to the questions carefully. Make sure you don't ask the interviewer to repeat the questions again and again. While listening actively, make sure you speak clearly as well. When you answer to the questions, you should be very precise. Don't take too long to answer or speak in very lengthy paragraphs. Keep a notepad ready with you. Take notes as and when you need to write something. Ask interesting questions. Show genuine interest in the position. This would make employer think that you are a keen candidate for the job role. Lastly, thank them for taking out time and interviewing you over the phone. Tell them you are anytime available for an in-person discussion. If you have the email address, do not miss to send out a thank you email. I have made more videos about interview tips. I'll be sharing the entire playlist at the end of this video. Also, you can check out some interesting videos in the description. And let me know if you have any further questions regarding telephonic interviews, probation period, notice period, or anything related to your career. I'll be gladly answering them. If you have not subscribed to Careervues channel yet, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get my weekly videos in your newsfeed. Stay tuned to Careervues. Thank you for watching.